What's up guys, Barry Gaming here, back with some more AFK Journey, and today we have one of our viewer accounts, used to play Idle Heroes with us as well, now on AFK Journey with us, and if you guys have not seen the Paragon portrait just yet, that's what this is right here. He has over 25 Supreme Plus heroes, which means he unlocks Paragon, which is a whole nother system of upgrades. This is Paragon 1, I believe, right? I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot of money too, but this is the account we have, and today we're going to be highlighting some PvP for a hero just about nobody has built, but is, like I said in the previews with this hero, he's very strong in the very late game. However, if you're not a spender, please do not try to build him, and that is Dionel. So this hero is insane, not even with like a fully maxed out weapon just yet to increase its skill damage. Okay, this hero's unique. We're going to be highlighting him in PvP because there's some things that work out pretty interestingly. When you're building a team around Dio, essentially you need a lot of heroes that buff your team with temporary buffs, because his Nectar Feast happens at the very beginning of battle. It is a passive, and he gains stacks of intoxication when receiving a non-permanent stat boost from an ally. Increases attack by 15% and 15 attack speed up to 3 stacks. You can have 3 allies doing that for him. This goes all the way up to 25% attack and 25 attack speed per, and then of course for each intoxication stack the attack bonus is increased. Yeah, it's the whole thing. He gets a lot of boost, to say the least. Now he's very interesting because even with just putting him in the battle immediately, his normal attack is going to throw a spear and it's going to pierce everybody in a straight line, which is a ton of AoE damage. And when he ultimates, he soars into the air, he's untargetable, and he rains down fire onto the enemies. It is absolutely crazy. When he does get his exclusive Celestial Spear, he summons a light spear after a short delay, dealing true damage to all enemies, up to 3 casting per battle. The skill will only be available when the owned intoxication gets to a full stack, which is why you want to get full stacks right here, and you want buffs to hit you multiple times. So there's a lot of different heroes you can use to do that. However, let's just jump into it. I'm sure you guys want to see some battles here. Let's get into some fights. So I think he's ranked like, I want to say first or second. Nope, he's definitely first on this server. DLCell is killing it. So we're going to go up against some strong opponents. We have 877 power. This should not be too difficult here. Now, here is the typical team we are using here. Number 1, Damien is probably one of the best support healers, CCers in the game as far as the support role goes. And of course, he is going to be buffing his team as well, which is really, really cool. One hero you're going to see that you probably don't normally see is going to be Leica, and that's because she gives a Blessing of the Stars, increasing all allies' attack speed, which kind of synergizes well with our main man, Dionel. The other one we're going to be using too is Scarlita, so yes, both celestial heroes here, absolutely insane. And this hero Dionel is going to be doing some stuff. Now you'll notice we're actually using Enlightening Spell, and that's because we cannot afford to let Dionel get crowd controlled. And of course, this basically grants them control immunity at the beginning of the battle. It also increases attack speed, all these things which are going to synergize with this hero. So let's hit this button. I'm going to slow the combat down so hopefully you guys can see it a little bit better and see exactly what happens. You'll notice they're using a Sylvina type thing. We haven't done anything with our Dionel, and then you can see these giant spears getting like pierced through all these heroes. You see these spears just coming out of nowhere, spear after spear just piercing everybody. And then when he does get to his ultimate, he's gonna fly into the air and he's gonna start just completely destroying the entire battleground, like AoE everywhere, tons of damage. We have him linked up to the Thorin so that he doesn't have as much of a chance to die. And as you guys can see, this is a crazy amount of time he spends in the air that's untargetable, and then beyond that he just does a crazy amount of damage. You want to have heroes that are going to be able to survive a long time as well. And Scarlita says, bye bye, go away Igor, you just got Super Smash Brothers off the entire dang screen. So yeah, to say the least, this hero is extremely overpowered if and when you can build him in a very specific way. Now, I searched for this team on purpose. The number 2 team on this server is represented by Jasso here, and I guess he actually runs a mirror matchup type setup, a little bit different. He's actually using Rainier instead of the Leica here, but a very similar team composition. I don't know if he just mirrored and copied what DLCell did. I don't know if DLCell copied him, but either way, both of them at the most tippy top of Arena are actually using this composition, which is pretty crazy to see right here. Leica, I don't know who the stronger one is going to be between Leica and Rainier. Leica gives better buffs, that's for sure. And you can see right here that Dionel got into the air first, which means we kind of lose, which kind of leads me to believe, what if we also, instead of like Leica, ran someone along the lines of like, oh, I don't know, one of our fan favorites? I think we all know who we're talking about, right? Rowan to get a faster ultimate to potentially protect him. This is the only one that he struggles up against. So maybe we can find him one more time and do one more battle. If we can, cool. I don't want to tank his rating too much. DLCell pretty much said I can do kind of whatever I want here, but I'm wondering if we drop Leica. The problem is, where's Rowan on his list? Does Rowan actually give like buffs here? He gives like the healing and stuff, but I don't know he actually gives any buffs, which is a downside to this team. The only other thing I'd want to try here, and if we're not going to go up against this team again with that type of strategy, we'll go up against somebody else. I kind of wondered how this would be like if we ran someone like Aaron on the team with the immediate ultimate to just group them all together. But again, this would be dropping out a support hero. I feel like Thorin is kind of necessary for the protection. And plus on top of that, I don't know. This is interesting. I don't know how I want to build this team because you don't want to drop any buffers off at the same time. So it's really hard to put someone else in because you really want to try to cap that out. But this isn't a great example either. I think this is the team we fought once before already. The Graveborn team is really, really strong. There's Jasso again. Well, let's just do one more mirror match then. I don't know if we can necessarily do too many creative things with this squad here, but this really just comes down to, in the mirror, who gets the ultimate first, because if you're not getting the ultimate first, you're kind of stuck in this no man's land on the ground, and you can see he's getting it just a little bit sooner, and we're not getting in the air with our own, which is a big problem. Interesting to say the least. And he's using a much different team with that Rainier, just giving that additional CC that like Leica doesn't. Leica's giving some extra damage, but not extra support on the main hero that we want to see. So I mean, we could try something like this where we want to do something. I want to make sure he's not the one getting targeted. What if we ran you? And actually, what if we ran this? I want to see how his AoE damage will be if everybody is just grouped up together and then he starts using those spears. Just watch their HP here potentially. All these spears are cutting through like everybody down the center of this battlefield. And you can see their HP kind of melting away. And now that he's in the air, it's almost even worse. It's almost even more devastating. And then Scarlita just yeeting them off the edge of the screen like they don't even matter. So Dionel only got 3 of those kills, which is interesting. But Dio is, I mean, I had him on my beta account. I absolutely loved him even at 1 copy. I kind of want to make an account focused on him, although that sounds really expensive. So maybe I can get sponsored by AFK Journey and they'll just give me an account where I can do some crazy stuff with a celestial hero. I don't know. We'll have to see. But that is the hero. If there's any other heroes you want to see some cool breakdowns with, let me know. We could do one on Scarlita. We could do some other type of focused teams, but this is why I said he can be one of the best Celestial and Hypogean heroes in the game, but requires extremely heavy investment. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what heroes you would team up with Dionel for those buffs, and I'll see you guys next time.